welcome back. Or if this is the first daily Devo you've made it to this week, welcome. I'm glad you're here. We've been talking about the life of a man named Elijah. He was a famous prophet from the Old Testament portion of the Bible, and what marked his life as being on fire for God. Now, in this past weekend's message, Pastor Jim pointed out 3 characteristics: unquestioning obedience, absolute trust, and boundless faith. Yesterday, we tackled the first one, and today we're going to talk more about absolute trust. So after God asked Elijah to deliver a not-so-encouraging message to the king of that time, who was King Ahab, and Elijah unquestioningly said yes, God then called Elijah to go to a remote place where Elijah would be utterly dependent on him. In fact, God said that he'd have ravens bring food to Elijah to eat. Okay, while that might conjure up some romantic notions from some sort of Disney movie, let me tell you, it was probably anything but idyllic, okay? God was asking Elijah to trust him to provide what he desperately needed to survive. If you watched the second devotional from this week, you might recall that God sent Elijah at a time when his people were not trusting him to provide. Instead, they had put their faith in a false god named Baal to provide water and fertility for them. But here, we see Elijah not following suit, and instead putting complete faith in God. And God, of course, responded with faithfulness. He does indeed order ravens to bring Elijah food, and he provides water for him during a time of drought. We considered earlier this week what gods we might be putting our trust in instead of the real God. Things like financial security, health, prestige at work, a particular relationship that we value, instant access to information, and on it goes. I encourage you to spend some time today considering what it might look like for you to trust God with some of those things instead. Like, what would change about your life if you decided to put more faith in God's provision than in the number in your savings account? Or if you decided to put more faith in God's love for you than in your social media status? Where is God asking you to absolutely, unashamedly, and fearlessly trust him?